ערב טוב. זה ערב די מרגש. דני ואיליין מוקפים במשפחה ובחברים ביום חתונתם. יש פה אנשים שהגיעו מכל רחבי הארץ, אנשים שהגיעו מכל רחבי העולם למעשה. מניו יורק, מקליפורניה, מצרפת. ערב מאוד מרגש. Good evening. This evening is pretty exciting. First of all, it's exciting because Danny and Elaine have chosen to transform their private and personal commitment into something public, something communal that connects Danny and Elaine's lives with the lives of their families and with ours. It's exciting because so many of you, friends and family, have traveled long distances to come here and celebrate with Danny and Elaine. We have here people from all over the world, from California, from Monte Carlo, from France. Thank you very much. And it's also exciting because there are many more friends who could not come tonight, but are thinking about Danny and Elaine from wherever they are in the world. Honolulu, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, Arizona. And each of them sent paper cranes that are hanging from the chuppah right in front of us. Danny and Elaine met in 2005 at the beginning of their business school experience at MIT. I must admit that when they first got together, I couldn't see much that they had in common. Seriously. Yeah, well, they were both my friends, and they both went to business school, but nothing more than that. On the one hand, you had Elaine. Elaine grew up in Hong Kong and Oklahoma before moving to New England with a very short stint in California. Her professional background was opera singing, and her career aspiration was to advance education within the underprivileged communities in Boston. On the other hand, you had Danny, who grew up mostly in Haifa. He spent more time underseas as a submariner than all of us put together, and aspired to be a management consultant, helping the most successful and the biggest organization in the world become even bigger and even more successful. You see, not much in common. And profitable. During the 2 years of business school, Danny and Elaine got closer. The commonalities, the things they actually did share, started to show up. First was the fact that both were extremely fun-loving and adventurous. I'm told that as individuals, already at 15 months old, Elaine would look for ways to sneak out of her crib, wake up her brother Kevin so they can play together. Danny, on the other hand, even though he was admitted to a very successful and a very lucrative program at the Technion, the Israeli Institute of Technology, decided to go around the world and travel for a while. I can study at any time, he said. Together, their adventurous nature took them to many, many places around the world. Alaska, British Virgin Islands, Costa Rica, England, Turkey, and the list just goes on and on. After graduating from business school, both Danny and Elaine chose to follow their professional aspiration. Danny moved to New York to work for a leading consulting firm, and Elaine stayed in Boston, joining a non-for-profit organization helping kids in Boston's poor neighborhoods graduate from high school and go to college. Despite living 200 miles apart during that period, their friendship just grew stronger than ever, thanks to their flexibility to allow one another to pursue their professional passions and their commitment to make their relationship work. They worked very, very hard during the week when they weren't together, and made sure to meet every single weekend, no matter how hard the work week had been or how terrible the weather was. One weekend, Danny would drive up to Boston. The next, Elaine would take the car or the bus down to New York. To make sure their time together was well spent and optimized, they always had an agenda plan. Knowing their schedules very, very well, I can assure you that nothing but love and commitment would make you want to make the effort and travel 8 hours every weekend for 1 year. Then, Danny and Elaine moved in together to an apartment in Boston where they have been living for almost 2 years now. Many things have happened over those 2 years. Some weren't too convenient and sometimes even stressful. Elaine went through the process of searching and finding a new job. Danny, on the other hand, might have moved to Boston, but spent more and more time out in San Francisco and in Houston, far away from home. From our recent conversation with both of you, I realized that through listening and empathy, you were able to find solace and relief in one another that carried you through those less ideal situations and make your love even stronger. In a few minutes, you will exchange your vows, the guidelines for your future life together. You chose to do so under the chuppah, which represents the home that you have started building together in two major ways. First, the chuppah is open from all sides, just like your home has always been welcoming, and the two of you have always been generous and open-minded. And second, you are surrounded in the chuppah by your family and friends. Just like in your own home and thoughts, family and friends are always present. Danny and Elaine, I am very moved by your commitment to one another and to your friends and family. I am amazed by the way your love is established on respect and recognition of one another's individuality, and by your flexibility to accommodate for that individuality in your relationship. And I'm inspired by the passion at which you pursue everything you do as individuals and as a couple. Your commitment, respect, and passion have made your relationship so strong and real that all I can wish you is to simply keep going. You're definitely facing the right direction. Mazal tov, congratulations.